Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an overview of the various items in Diablo The Hell 4. In this video we'll be taking a look at magic items, rare items, uniques, set items, and also socketed items, their various potential bonuses and drawbacks, use cases, and any other potential factors relating to them. Blue, or magic items, comprise your standard drop in TH4. Along with, of course, your standard base white item, these are the most common item types that you'll see dropping. And while a fair amount of them will basically just be vendor trash, it is possible to get blue items that can last you for very long periods in the game. Certain blue items can even remain useful all the way to endgame if you're considering weapon swap scenarios and certain niche combat situations where you may want to change out gear quickly. It's also possible to drop randomized rare items in the game which are labeled with a red text. Rare items will typically have 4 affixes on them outside of very niche situations, and while they have a higher number of affixes, you'll find that the power of the affixes is typically lower relative to the blues that you're finding. While it certainly is possible to find a rare item that can be useful to you in mid to late game, it is not common. Their affix strength is typically just not high enough to compete with the other options that you might have. I personally found rare items to be most useful in the early game. The next item type that we'll discuss will be unique items. Much like Diablo 2, unique items have the ability to be completely transformative or build enabling for your character, but sometimes they also do come with specific drawbacks on them that you'll have to work around. For example, this belt that gives you a large amount of minus damage from enemies, but also lowers your total vitality and strength. This creates a lot of unique gearing options for your character. You may have to sometimes compensate for the debuffs that certain unique items are giving you, but the power you'd be gaining from their positive affixes can definitely be worth it as long as you optimize for it. The next item type that we'll cover will be the set items in the game. As you can see here, set items have a orange label. Much like you would expect, the more set items you're wearing of any particular set gives you increased bonuses. For example, wearing 2 pieces of this set gives me minion damage, but if I put on a 3rd piece, my minions will also gain 14% extra health. The formula for what bonuses the set is giving you with X amount of pieces is listed below the item information. Set items can be extremely powerful. While they can have just good stats as a standard item, their bonuses can be absolutely monumental at times. The next item type that we'll discuss are socketed items. Socketed items drop with a gray text, and they will also say socketed to indicate their status. Depending on what your character needs, these items can be extremely useful. Using the gems that drop in the game, you're able to put whatever specific bonuses you want into these items. By the time you get to endgame, being able to put 6 different gems into a 6-socket item can become extremely powerful, and will often be some of your best gearing options when you're considering late game. As we've previously mentioned in other videos, socketing items is simple. You go to Griswold with whatever gems you want to add to the items, and for a gold cost, you can do so. Socketed items are probably one of my favorite gearing options because it allows you to pinpoint whatever strengths you want to build on or weaknesses you want to cover. The next item type that we'll discuss will be enchanted items. Enchanted items have the potential to be very strong. They're made from white bases, and for a gold cost at Adria, you can give them different tiers of enchantments. Depending on how you roll, these can be very good and well suited to your character, but it is a bit of a gamble. Through the use of the transmutation system, you are also able to send enchanted items back to their base form and try again if you wish to do so. To further complement the enchanted item's potential power, once you have the character level and gold to do so at Griswold, you can put a socket into enchanted items. This allows them to scale even further into endgame. The next, and very likely most common type of item found are of course white items, and while they may seem deceptively useless, it's actually not the case. You can take any white base that you find and go enchanted at Adria, and it could turn into one of your best pieces. Much like you would expect in an ARPG, the higher level you get, the higher level base items will drop. All of these items have a chance to roll as either magic or above, and this can be further influenced by the next factor that we'll talk about. The magic find stat is available in Diablo The Hell 4, and much like Diablo 2, it increases your chance of finding magic and above quality items. I personally noticed an enormous difference in the amount of uniques dropping when I was running with nearly 300% magic find and doing low level dungeon farms. It should be noted though that magic find will also have a tangential effect on the amount of white and socketed items you find. find. The more magic find you have, the less socketed and white bases that you will have. Just be aware that magic find does not increase your chances to find higher than magic quality items from chests in dungeons, as well as quest chests and racks. So magic find becomes a trade-off game. Are you willing to trade the power that you'd be losing while subbing out these items to get more magic items and potentially unique items? Well, that's up to you. The next topic is that certain quests as well as boss monsters will always drop specific items. For example, Leoric on Horror difficulty, the first difficulty, will always drop this unique crown as well as this unique set ring. This changes depending on what character class you're playing as well as difficulty you're on. But this is a very important note. Depending on what character you're playing, this can make for very easy specific target item farms that can help enable your build. Chests and racks related to quests will also always drop magic items and possibly sometimes items of a higher quality. Our second and last topic is the ability to buy items from merchants. White bases that Griswold sells, as well as the magic items that he does, will be relative to your character level. So regardless of what difficulty you're on, your character level will define what is available to you in shops. Griswold's stock is typically quite a bit lower than your character level, so while he can deliver you some decent backup pieces if you know what to look for, you will often find the best stuff that you can by simply killing monsters at whatever your highest level of difficulty achieved is. A final note on item generation is that unique monsters, or bosses, whatever you'd like to call them, will typically only drop magic and above items. Normal monsters have the chance to drop normal items and magic items, and sometimes rare, though you will very rarely find uniques off of normal monsters. If you've enjoyed our items overview of Diablo 1 The Hell 4, then give the game a try today. Check the link in my video description or on my channel page.